Hello, 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 viewers out there. Good evening to every one of you out there. And you're all welcome to MCB Real Live Talk Show, where transformation, healing, and the blessing abound. It's another beautiful, blessed day. It is the day that the Lord has made. And He said we should rejoice and be glad in it. Praise God. In this show, like I told you last week, we're going to be bringing women from all sphere of life. We real life issues. They're here to tell you story. They are here to transform, to empower, and to inspire you. It does not matter what you're going through out there. When these women come here, they tell their stories because they have been through and they have overcome by the strength of God, and they are still standing to give glory to God. I keep telling you guys, I say, according to Revelation 12:11, it said, testimony is a weapon, and they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimonies. So we're here to use our testimony to transform lives, to change lives, to empower people out there. And just to tell you that you are not alone, because most people, when they're going through one issue or the other in life, they just, come down, they fall down, and they sit there on their problem. They allow their circumstances to define them. But this evening, I'm bringing a young lady, a beautiful, young, humble woman of God. She's a beauty queen. She's a model. She's a coach. She's a Miss Universe, Great Britain finalist. She's beauty and brain. She's got a degree, and you can't even believe that she was once, in a foster care. I'm here. Please help me to welcome Miss Rosemary Lloyd. You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello, hello, Rosemary.
Hi, thanks for having me on the show.
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. God bless you. You're looking so beautiful and radiant.
Oh, same as you, always.
You are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Thank you. Thank you. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate that.
God bless you. I think it was last. I met you last year, isn't it?
Yes, yes. You met me. We did your it was at Houses of Parliament, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
House of Parliament. We met
Yeah.
at House of Parliament when they were
Yes.
doing Black History Month, isn't it?
Yes, and I came there as a form of support for those as it is trending right now, Black Lives Matter. So I was there to support all the Black community, not just the UK but worldwide.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. We appreciate people like you. All right, darling. People out there, they want to know who you are. Who are you? Can you please introduce yourself to us?
Hello, well, my name is Rosemary. I'm born and bred in London. I studied psychology and neuroscience in my degree.
Yeah.
So I'm a degree graduate. I've also completed a Harvard top-up university course right now. I'm also a coach. I've started my own brand, which is Rosemary's Dimension, helping turn women survivors into leaders. So women who've experienced really difficult times, such as foster care, abandonment, domestic violence, and we mentor them and coach them to become leaders of their own because they need a little help. And also, I'm a real family girl. I'm very close. My inspiration is my grandma, who served the war in World War II. And I'm also just a very home girl. Been doing modeling since I was 10 years old. I've
Wow.
been I've been doing pageantry since the age of 15, and I've traveled around the world. And here I'm just on a mission to tell women that you are enough. When you see your dreams staring there, look back at them and know that you are enough to achieve them.
Very good. Well done. Well done. You don't look it. You don't look it.
Thank you.
Can you please tell us what motivates you, that you wanted to be empowering women out there?
What motivates me is my grandmother, my 96-year-old grandma. She always, when I think I'm having a hard day, I think of her when she went through the war, and she was a messenger in war at only 14 years old. She was a war hero before she even became a woman. And I thought to myself, she would always give me this motto: if you want anything done, do it yourself, make things happen, don't wait for people. And that very motto really inspired me to fulfill all my dreams and to feel and help other people as well. And that motto, it really, really catapulted my career. I've stayed with that motto forever. And I always felt like I didn't rely on anybody else. I just made sure if I want something to happen, I do it myself. And if people want to come, you join me. If you don't want to come, it's absolutely fine as well.
Wow, wow, wow. That reminds me, there is a saying that, you say loneliness is not the absence of people, but it's the absence of purpose.
Oh, definitely. I totally
You
agree
know,
with that.
so I mean, if you want to do something, you have to first self motivate yourself. If you
Yeah,
don't self motivate yourself, there's no way people will motivate you. People
exactly.
reflect who you are.
Mm,
If you
absolutely.
if you have low self-esteem, people that you attract will be people that will kind of molest you or bring you down. But when you value yourself, people will value you. What do you think
Exactly.
about that?
I completely 100% agree with you. I always believe that these days with social media, there's the real you and then there is the public image of you. And people start to see when another woman's doing really well, they start to compare themselves and they start to think, oh, I will never be that person, I'll never be successful. But we don't really know the truth. We don't really know what's going on behind us. Things ain't always what they seem.
Yeah,
And I always say to women, like, if you really want true happiness, don't tie it to people, don't tie it to a public image, tie it to a goal and focus on watering your own garden and ensure that you do that, because if you keep looking for external validation, you will never ever fulfill your dreams. When you have a dream, you're not doing it for your cousin, you're not doing it for your friend, you're not doing it for your mother, you're doing it for you. And remember to reintroduce you to you. Go back to the basics.
that's a very good one. Introduce you to you. Know
Mm,
yourself, know who you are. When you know who you are, you don't wait for people to validate you. You don't wait for people to, to raise, to praise you before you do what you want to do. Thank you for
exactly.
that. Thank you very much. God bless you. The title for today is From Foster Care to Miss Universe Great Britain Finalist. Can you please tell us a little bit of that? Were you once in care?
So my journey started when I lost my mother. So what happened was my father and my mother moved to Milton Keynes from London. I was born in Hampstead area, Primrose Hill, and my mother decided to one day not come back. And I don't blame her, and I don't want to vilify her or anything. I have so much love for my mom, but she decided to go break off the relationship and go with another man. And she didn't come back for a week, and that she went missing. So I thought, okay, my father was like looking around for her, and it turned out that she didn't want to come back. And so my father was left with two children to bring up. And my father was so heartbroken, he moved back to London and had a breakdown. And with that breakdown, I came back. I was just 1.5 years old, and my sister was 4. My father couldn't look after us, so against our will, we were put into foster care years later. That was around 4 years old, and it was really hard. First I lose my mother, and then I lose my father, and I've been placed into foster care against my will at the very early starts of my childhood.
That's quite emotional there.
Yeah.
How did you cope?
I sat on I sat on the stairway every day. At the bottom of the stairs is one step, and I sat on it and I watched the door every day because I knew that I did not know where I was going to be reunited to my family again. And I just thought, I know my mother's gone for good. I'll never have that back. It's okay. But my father, I had such a strong connection with my father, and to lose my father and go into foster care where they mistreated us, it was horrible to us. I just kept the hope, like, I'm going to be out of this. I'm going to be a grown up soon, and I'm going to be able to make my own choices and be old enough. And I knew that I was going to grow, and that's the only thing that I knew. I know that as a flower, there's a root, and then there's a stem, and it becomes a flower. So I thought, as a young child, when I sat on that step, I knew I was just a stem, and I was waiting to grow into a flower, and I was waiting. When I grow into a flower, then I'll be okay. I'll be safe. But I have to grin and bear this for now.
My God, oh, that's a beautiful one. I mean, I think last week I said something about flowers. They grow amongst thorns.
Yes.
Okay, flowers grow amongst thorns. I'm sure you must have taken after your grandma, because she has this, resilience. And if she can go to war at the age of 14 and she survived, I'm sure you got that from your grandmother.
Absolutely. My grandmother was the one who catapulted my life. She changed my life. She's my rock still. I just understanding her mental strength, her energy, and she's got that old World War II spirit where she's just if you're there was no such thing as mental illness in those times. They didn't.
Yeah,
It was rather sane or insane.
yeah.
So they said, in life you just had to get on with it.
You have
And
to.
she said, yeah. So she said, just go to the fields, get a bit fresher, come back, you go back to the work, and that was the mentality. But with that mentality, it saved her. Of course, I've had depression and anxiety and things like that. And I always think to my grandma, if she can go through the Blitz in London, where there was bombs flying everywhere and it was
Yeah,
horrific, at only 14 years old, and be a messenger and manage to pass on messages to secret agents whilst bombs were falling down, whilst there was smoke and the shoes were burning off her feet. I thought, honestly, I'm so lucky, I'm so privileged. The
yeah,
fact that the Lord has put a roof over my head, the fact
mm,
that I'm speaking, the fact that I'm not in a war zone.
yeah.
So that goes through my mind every time I feel depleted. I think to myself, I can get through this by my grandmother's grace and her
Wow,
strength.
wow, wow. That's very beautiful. I mean, I usually tell people, that life happens to us all.
Yes,
Life happens to us all, whether you like it or not. And there are different seasons in lifetime. There are summer, winters, and whatever season you are. If you can just learn to be patient a little bit and, just make the best of it,
yes,
your sun will rise again. Your soul will
completely.
surely rise again. If you have that hope at the back of your mind and say, it doesn't matter what I'm going through. It's just like what we're doing now. We're sharing our stories to empower people, to tell them, what? It does not matter what you're going through. Somebody has been through that kind of situation or similar to your situation. You will go through and come out on the other side a better and brighter person, isn't it?
I completely agree with you. You remember, the reason why you're not shining is because you're allowing the people around you to dim your light. And as soon as you wake up and realize that you have to be unapologetically yourself and be really true to yourself, and that's where the authenticity comes and the confidence comes. If you're not yourself, you will never, you'll always stay, you'll always be the lamp underneath the table. We need to put you on top of the table and to help you enlighten the room, radiate.
God bless you. God bless you. That means let your light so shine that people will
That's
see
it.
and glorify your Father in heaven. We are here. We are the light of the world. We are supposed to shine. It doesn't matter. There's no way, no matter how small a light is, when you put it in darkness, what happens? It gives light.
It gives
You know,
lights, yes.
it gives
The room
light.
lights
It
up.
shows the way. People can still have hope. So that's what we're trying to tell you out there. You are the light. Even in the midst of storm, in the midst of trouble, try and shine your little light. It brings hope to you. Thank you very much. And you talked about mental health just now, anxiety, and was it panic attack?
Yes.
How did you overcome that? And can you tell a story leading to that and how you came overcame that, please?
Okay, so after eventually my father came back from foster care, which was like the sigh of relief, like I'm going to get out of this in one piece. And after talking to the social workers and having the bruises on my body, and they just didn't do anything to it because in those times care wasn't really monitored or regulated in the 90s. I finally got out, and unfortunately in those times the children didn't go into like aftercare. They didn't have that sort of therapy. Maybe it was around, but we just personally didn't have it, and I don't know why. I was too young to understand. But because I didn't have that, I suppressed those emotions. What happened to me, I suppressed those traumas, and I kept it hidden away, and I just went to school and did everything was normal. But eventually, as I hit puberty, and I was 11 years when around 11 years old, I unfortunately I started to feel very different. I started to have panic attacks and breathing. I didn't understand why. I was terrified to go into school. I started restricting my food, and I started starving myself, and I didn't understand why. I just felt like I didn't want food anymore. I didn't want to think. I needed some kind of control. And eventually, one day I was coming down and I passed out in the morning. My father tried to fix me up some breakfast, and I was about 14 years old. I eventually got admitted into hospital and tube fed and forced to eat. And I went down to 5.5 stone. It was really, really awful.
Wow.
And yeah, I had therapy after that, and they said to me that the reason why you're going through this is because you've not been able to grieve about your mother. You're not being able to grieve about what happened to you in the foster care. You just suppressed the memories, and now it's all coming out later in your life. Because if you hold something in for too long, you will burst.
Yeah.
It's like a
Bad.
cooker. It's like
Mm-hmm.
a overboiling cooker. If you cook
Mm-hmm.
something for too long, it would eventually explode.
Yeah.
So I had to work with those feelings and go back to square one. And that's when I was still doing modeling at the age of 10 and everything. So I had in those times it was all about being the whole size zero craze, and the girls being skinny, and I was told I was too fat at the time, and so I was losing lots of weight, which was hard. But eventually that changed, and I got better, and I took a year out from modeling. And then what happened is a lady said, you should do beauty pageants. You're really beautiful. And I was like, oh no, I don't do beauty pageants. But I watched beauty pageant. I watched Miss Universe on TV. And they said to me, no, you should really do it. And I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a try. And I did it. And I won my
Yeah.
very first pageant I entered. I was Miss London. And so on and so on. I started winning several awards from then on. And I guess I'm here now.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much. If there is anyone going through what you went through that is
Mm.
watching you now, what would you tell them?
I would say definitely reach out, seek help immediately. Don't hold back, don't suppress the energies, and immediately seek help. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to go and seek a counselor. It doesn't mean you're crazy. It just means that you need to get some clarity in your thoughts, because your thoughts are overriding, you're overthinking. And you need clarity. You need to have a clear conscience. So get help, get support. Don't stop talking about your journey, because the more you talk to people, the more you are likely to get the help. If you suffer in silence, you remain that way.
Wow, wow, wow. He said, there's a saying that I want to show here. It said, if you are silent about your pain, it will kill you.
Yes.
If you are silent about your pain, it will kill you. So whatever you're going through, try and speak to somebody. There are helps everywhere now. It's either they get in touch with you. They can get in touch. How can they get in touch with you if they want to?
So the best way they can get in touch with me is through Rosemary's Dimension. I've got a page. Just go at Rosemary's Dimension, or my Facebook at Rosemary Lloyd with 2 L's, just like the bank without the S. And you can also go on at Rosemary Lloyd Instagram, or we have the Ladies of All Nations organization where I'm a chairperson. We've launched a global support team with 33 board members specialized in particular areas, whether that's marital problems, domestic violence, eating disorders, all sorts, foster care, practitioners, and mental health well-being, psychologists, occupational therapists. And you can call that number, and what you can do is you can get in touch with any of us and answer you like to speak to, and you be redirected, and it's totally free. You'll get the mentoring and the coaching. You can reach out any time, and it's 100% confidential. So do reach out if you're feeling like at the world is ending. Please reach out. Don't suffer in silence.
Thank you very much. And is this services, is it free?
It's totally free. It's totally free. So we just give one-to-one support, because what our aim is to transform your pain into power, and also change a woman survivor into a leader. We're breaking the stigma that not all women survivors are damaged goods. They are worthy, and they are an integrated member of society, and we want to get that message across. So you're very welcome to reach out if you are feeling any pain or anything, and the number is totally free as well.
Very good. Okay. What motivated you to compete for Miss UK?
UK, I've done a lot of beauty pageants, but I always go for a beauty pageant where the ethos stands with me. So I always make sure it's always about women's rights, women's empowerment. And I realized that with Miss United Kingdom, I realized I wanted to change the world. I really wanted to have a mission breaking the stigma, but I couldn't do it alone. I needed a platform, a big audience. So I thought, if I can really, really help women with a crown, have beauty with a purpose, then why not? And that's exactly why I entered. Exactly why I entered and I won the Miss United Kingdom. And now I'm entering now the Miss Universe Great Britain, and I got selected to be a finalist, which is fantastic. And my whole dream is to ensure that women are no longer represented as damaged goods, and that they can go on to have normal successful lives. We're breaking the stigma and transforming every survivor into a leader, so they could be their own business entrepreneurs, they can be their own powerful speakers, and they can be unapologetically themselves.
It's good to, empower each other out there, women empowering women. There's nothing as good as that. We're just here to, kind of encourage women that, you are a good thing. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And that's why I'm doing this program, this show I'm doing as well, just to encourage women, inspire them that, it does not matter what they have gone through or what they are going through. They should never allow such a thing to define them.
Exactly. No, I totally agree, because the thing is that if you allow your pain to define you, where is your dreams? How are you going to locate the dreams and go full street ahead? How can you move on with your life if you keep rewriting the same chapter and reliving the pain over and over?
I know, I know. I'm going to take you back again. How do you feel, as a child when your mother was not there? Because there are
Honest,
people at this very moment now, too, that the mothers, is either the mother or the father is not in their life. So, how did you cope and how, what happened? How did you cope?
honestly, it's been my greatest unhappiness. It's been the most difficult, devastating thing, because you think maybe because if you lose a parent, people think, oh, you grieve that and then you move on. But it's a daily occurrence. You get constant reminders every day. The first time when a girl goes and gets fitted for her bra, when she starts her, you know, menstrual cycle, all those sorts of things, or when she goes on to have her first graduation, or has those things. There's so many of these amazing, very, very triumph parts of a woman's growth.
Yeah.
And as she moves from childhood to adulthood, she has these big, big events that happens to her. And when a mother's not present, you feel it's so hard. Every Mother's Day, it's so painful for me. And I see Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. And there's nothing you can do. I have to celebrate my father for Happy Mother's Day. And I kind of just look to God and say, my mother's out there somehow. I wish a Happy Mother's Day, make sure that message gets there, because I don't think it will ever get to me. And it's devastated me, and it's also held me back in many ways. In my childhood, I didn't have the childhood like a normal girl, which I wanted. So I'm reliving that childhood. I'm reliving that happiness, and that's why I'm making sure that if you got nothing to lose. So I'm making sure that I've pushed myself and thrown myself into my career, and I'm achieving every single dream of mine. I've used that sadness as fuel to put into my career and to make sure it's successful. And boy, it's paid off. It definitely has.
I'm going to take you back there again. Just so sorry about this.
No, it's fine.
She's still alive, isn't it? Your mom is still alive.
She's completely alive, and she's living. She's living okay. She's not very well at the moment, but I. It's hard. It really is hard that she's. We will never have that relationship.
Have
I've
you
tried
tried
numerous.
getting across to her? You know.
I've tried numerous occasions. I've tried to write to her and this and that, and then things. She goes, "Yeah, sure, we can meet," and then it goes silent, and she never follows up. And I'm just so exhausted trying to persuade someone to come into my life when a mother should just be there in a heartbeat. And I don't understand. And it's okay. There is a lot of guilt and pain about, she apologized for not being the best mother to us, but I forgive her. And sometimes you have to forgive people not because they deserve forgiveness, because you deserve peace of mind. And I had to be at peace with it.
Yeah. You've got a sibling. Is she in touch with your sibling?
No, she's not in touch with any of us.
All right, all right. Life has to continue, isn't it? The Bible says God sets the solitary in family. At least your dad is there and he's, doing extremely well, isn't it?
Exactly. I really believe, though, not having my mother has enabled me with with this unfortunate experience, it's enabled me and taught me what not to be when I become a mother. And it's made me really a nurturing person. I really wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a caring, kind person, always nurturing to all my girlfriends. And when I eventually have children, I'm sure I can give those children what my mother couldn't
Love,
give me.
yeah. Yeah, the love that you never had, you'll be able to transfer it kind of to your children. It does happen
Exactly.
like that. It does happen in life. There are sometimes you go through a particular issue in life so that you'll be able to help others. And then you'll be able to tell your children as well, say, what, this is what I went through. And, that will make them to be a better person out there. So,
Completely.
yeah, go on.
No, absolutely. I totally agree with you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing your story with us today. And is there anything you just want to, tell people out there about yourself, about your project that's coming up? When is it coming up?
So the Miss Universe Great Britain finalist has been postponed due to the coronavirus. So we're working on a new date, but as soon as I have that date, I will definitely send you and make sure I tell everyone. But it should be later on this year, hopefully. And yes, I'm very, very excited. I've been preparing for the Miss Universe, and at the moment we're raising money for a sisterhood charity which helps acid attack victims in India. And so if you would like to donate to that, do message me and I can set you up with a PayPal and you can donate and all that. And I would really appreciate, because it really helps many of those women. All the money that we raise, and it goes with the winner, and they go to India and they donate that money to those women, which is really fantastic.
Have you been to India?
Not yet, and I really want to go.
All right. I learned that you're writing a book.
That's right. So
Can you
my
please
book
tell us
is
about the book?
Thank you so much. So I've been working on this book for 2 years. I didn't tell anyone because I wasn't at that stage where I wanted to share it with the world yet. It was kind of just my little baby. But now I'm ready to launch the book, and it's going through proofreading at the moment. And it's called From Foster Care to University Graduate. And it's all about all my life, how I went from a foster care child to a model to a debutante to a pageant queen, and how I overcame. And half of the book is going to be my story, and the other half, you're going to flip it upside down, and the other half is going to be a strategy. All the strategy, all
Oh,
my code makers, everything that I learned, and it'll be all the mentoring that I'd be sharing. And yeah, it's going to be really, really amazing. And I'm very excited to be launching this book. It's very, very exciting.
lovely, lovely. Um, just tell us a little bit story of in the book.
So the book is about my life. So it's going to be about me and my foster care. So it's going to be about the time when I was in foster care, and eventually how I overcame my anorexia. And then I went on to do modeling from the age of 10. I was scouted in Chinatown and been doing modeling ever since. And how I was rejected in the industry for being too small, and as in too short, and how I was told to lose weight, and it ended up into an eating disorder. It also go on to speak my truth, because a lot of things have been said, and I want to share my truth, which is true. And also, it's going to be about my times where I was bullied, how I overcame my dyslexia, how I coped without living without a mother, how I overcame the bullying and the haters. And I went on to have a successful life and go through university, the challenges I faced, and eventually how I became a debutante, having those amazing coming out into British society and able to meet amazing people to start my business and my career, and how I just persevered, and how I became from a survivor to a leader, and showing that women who have gone through similar things such as myself, you can lead a happy, normal, successful life too. You don't have to stay broken. You don't have to stay damaged. You can go on. And that's why I'm launching this book, because I want to teach women that don't remain in the place where you are damaged. Keep moving forward.
Thank you very much. How did you overcome the bullies? Because I mean, this day there is social bullies. There are people that will see you, or maybe the moment they know who you are or your background, they kind of bully you with that. I don't know if anything of such happened to you. For people to know that you're from, foster care to be to Miss Universe Great Britain, finalist. Was there anywhere or such a thing happened to you?
I mean, every single day I get bullies sending vicious comments to me, saying, "Who do you think you are?" or "You need orthodontics," or "You're really ugly." Uh, you got your nose is too big. I mean, I get all of it. I just learned to block it out, because when you learn to love yourself first, then those words, yeah, it can hurt. It's got to me many times, but you learn to build up the resilience to block it out. And as long as you know that the universe is with you, the Lord is with you, you can conquer anything, because He's always by your side. But if you are not that way focused, I would say seek help, speak up, and don't let the bullies win. Always, if someone's affecting you and you're being bullied, make sure you reach out to people who care about you. Make sure you get help for it, and don't remain in silence. I mean, there's all forms of bullying. There's workplace bullying, there's school bullying, there's social media bullying, more than ever. I get it on a daily basis. I get it all the time. Bullies, haters. And I noticed the more and more you become more successful,
Successful?
the more the less people start to support you. Only your audience gets smaller as you get more successful, because people become jealous of you. And when I advise that, is that when these people become jealous and they start to bully you, remember that all the greatest people out there, all the A-listers, even people like Oprah Winfrey, all people, what you build overnight could be destroyed overnight, but build anyways, build regardless.
Wow, 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 wow. Well, thank you very much. What I usually say about bullies that most of them are cowards. Most of them
So,
are
sir.
cowards. I said what I say about bullies is that most of them are cowards. Most
Oh.
of them they are jealous of you. Most of them maybe they want to be like you and they cannot be like you. So they have this
Mm,
kind of mentality of bringing you down with
exactly.
words, and words are powerful. So and if you don't know who you are, you kind of fall into what they are saying and believing what they are saying. But you must not do that. Believe in yourself. Have that self value, have that, self love. We talked about it earlier on. When you love yourself, you discover who you are. Bully will never succeed in you. And like you said, if it's too much, report.
Exactly. I totally 100% agree with what you're saying right there. It's very true. I mean, for many years, I thought, when I started getting my inboxes, when I started winning a pageant, and when I started doing my modeling, I always happy for people. When I see people do well, I'm always like, "Oh, I'm so happy for you." I always say congratulations. I'm always a well wisher person, because I believe what you give out is what you get back.
You receive.
You mirror that. So when I see the haters hating on me, I remember when I first opened my inbox when I won my first pageant, and the amount of hate I got, the amount of horrible bullies I got through. I felt like the whole world hated me. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I'm never gonna go back out there on a stage again, because these people just don't want me to succeed. And I realized one thing as I got older, looking back at that of my younger self, saying that to myself: you should never dim your light for anyone, because if they end up being blinded by your light because you're shining so bright, then it means that person was never meant to be in your life. They were only meant to come in your life as a lesson. People are rather a blessing or a lesson, and teach them as a lesson, and they're going to teach you what not to be. Always be a well wisher regardless throughout your life, and you see your career flourish and be a good person. As long as you know you're a good person, you're doing the right thing, then you cannot go wrong. And every day you're always going to get haters, no matter what you do. You could be the most beautiful, most amazing, luxurious strawberry, but
Wow.
someone is not going to like strawberries. There's always someone's not going to like strawberries. So you got to, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So you could be the most beautiful, ripest, most reddest, beautiful strawberry and tasty strawberry, but someone's going to always dislike strawberries. So there's nothing you can do. All you can do is go ahead and go on your path and say, remain focused, remain disciplined. Don't give them any energy whatsoever.
Wow, wow, wow. Don't you ever dim your light for others. That's my take home today. Don't you ever dim your light for others. And that is the truth. Light can never be hidden. There's no way. no matter how tiny that light is, it's supposed to be on the top, on the table, not be under the table. The moment you know this, you don't listen to your naysayers, the haters are all there to bring you down. You just say no to them and, concentrate, focus, like you said, on what you are called to do. In so what somebody once said, they say it's always lonely at the top.
Oh, it really
Can you
is.
tell us about that?
Okay, so I notice when as soon as when you are helping other people, which is always great, it's always great to help other people, and it's always good to be of support. But then sometimes you need to take a break and focus on your path where you're going, because you can help you, but not at the expense of your own happiness. It's got to be within your energy. And I noticed when I started watering my own garden, when I started building up my brand, those people naturally started to shift away from me because I wasn't of use to them anymore, because those certain people were only around me to use me, and they didn't want to see me happy. They're only happy for me to give them service. But as soon
Mm,
as I asked for support, they were not there to be seen. But when you go up there lonely, it's when you go up there, you become very lonely. It's a very small group of people that will only wish you well, and it's really hard. So I always advise every woman out there, please, when you become up there, invite another woman to rise with you. At least one. If every woman rises another woman up there, we can all go up together. Then we can be all together. What's the point in having all of that success and coming to the top when you're just going to be alone? You want to have a party up there with all your girls. You want to have a sisterhood of strength. We
yeah.
can't be. We Every day we're advocating for women's rights, advocating we're empowering women. But the only way we're going to truly empower women is if we invite other women to rise with us. We all bring each other up. We all collaborate. We all help each other, and that's the truth. If we go against our sisters, we will never have women's rights. Stand with women. Stand united.
Preach it, girl. Preach it, preach it, preach it. That's a very good one. That's one thing I like doing. I call, no matter how young you are or old you are, I say you are my sister in progress. I
Yeah.
kind of invite. That's like what I do, like a day to Christ. I invite women to come there to be the best. You were there last year. For them to dress and come. Let's reason together. But some women don't like it. It's like sometimes I force them. I mean, as if I want to, bring them out of the house, telling them, listen, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it because of you. I want you to change. I want you to meet with other women. This is the
Yeah.
time we cannot complain of anything because there are women who are up there. They have made it. It's just for us to
Yeah.
see, look up to them and be like them. You do what they
Yes.
have done to be there. You know, if you need to invest in yourself, invest in yourself. That's another thing we're talking about here. Learn to invest in yourself. Learn to associate with people that are doing that have done what you want to do. Then that's where empowerment comes into it.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. Because the thing is a lot of women, as soon as they help everybody around them, they are radiator, they're of use to people, which is great and fine. But I notice when women start to focus on their dreams and careers, they start to feel guilty. They're like, oh, I can't go and do that. And they start to feel guilty because people go, oh no, you need to make time for me. I don't want to make time for me. And people start becoming demanding of your time, and you have to make those boundaries. So that's why I always say to people, be nice but with boundaries.
Yeah.
Don't allow, you can be a nice person, but also you got to have respect for yourself and have time to flourish too. And if someone is, it's to don't feel guilty for taking the time to write that book you want to do, to pursue that degree, to pursue that job, to go for that job. You're not a selfish person. You're looking up, you're being the best version for yourself. And when you become the best version of yourself, you have the power when once you're up there to send the elevator back down to help other women rise up with you.
Wow.
It's just right now, you need to have that level of strength right now. Don't feel bad about wanting the best for yourself and being the better version for yourself. Many
Yeah.
women feel guilty about that. I
Yeah.
did as well, and I overcame that.
Yeah. I did that as well. There's one of these motivators that says learn to say no.
Yes.
Learn to say no. Sometimes we women we don't want to say no to others. We don't want to offend people. They say, oh, do this, okay, I'll be there. Oh, do this, you want to do. And then in the process, you are discomforting yourself, you are displeasing yourself, and you are not happy about it. What's the essence of helping other person when you are not happy about it.
Yes,
Okay.
only help people if it's within your control. If you're happy and you're feeling fulfilled, don't give because you have to. Give because you genuinely feel it in your heart. Otherwise, it's not meaningful. You know, don't. I notice that a lot of people they always say, oh, you need to come, you need to do this, you need to do that. And as long you got to be happy, then before you say yes, think about it. Would this make me happy? Am I feeling, do I feel comfortable saying yes to this? And do I think, because a lot of time people say yes to things and they don't feel comfortable, and they end up doing, they feel more unhappy, and they start to become resentful.
Yeah.
So ensure that when you say yes to something, always give a moment before you get back to it. Always have a think about it. It's okay to have a think about it. If people say, I want to know now, 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 just say, look, I need to think about this first, and it's okay. And if you want to say no, you can say, always no. The hardest word you will ever learn to say in your life is the word no.
I know.
And once you learn how to say no, your life becomes more fulfilled and more better. Now,
Yeah.
I'm saying always make sure. Remember, it's just like on an airplane. They always tell, just like an airplane, they always say to you, always fix your oxygen mask on first, because you have to fix on your oxygen mask on first before you can help others. Okay? Because
That's
how can you give someone else oxygen when you can't breathe yourself? How are you a better version? Are you a better, stronger person for helping them? So always fix your mask on first before you can help another person. Ensure that.
wow, wow, wow. Always fix your marks first before helping another person. And that is the truth. When you're in the plane, you never think about it. There was a day I thought about, I said, how can you, what if I have a child, if I have my baby? And they will advise, even if you have a baby, put on your mask first before your baby, that's a good one. That's a good one. Bless you.
Yes.
So, could you please talk to people out there if they want to, like, there are some young girls out there that want to be, Miss Africa, Miss UK, or to do what you're doing? What
Yeah.
can you tell them?
I would say, I would 100% say, is ensure that the charity that you support, you feel 100% committed to. Make sure, remember, that crown is not just to look pretty, that crown is for a purpose. You are an ambassador to that charity, you are an ambassador for that brand, and make sure that you have the heart to promote it. Because when you win the crown, it's not just the end goal. You're meant to, that crown symbolizes representation, representing your country. It's a representation of those survivors that need your help, and it's also representation of promoting the business and the charity. Ensure you know what you're getting yourself into, and find the pageant system that is right for you. Make sure you agree with the ethos before signing. Look in and do your research. And another thing as well, ensure that you are completely 100% yourself. 100% sure. Be an authentic person. Be the girl that stands out, not just blends in just to be fitting in. Because there's many girls who are filling on the day to make the show look great, but they're looking for the girl. The girl who wins is the one that stands out, who has the star quality. So be your most authentic self.
Wow, wow, wow. Be your most authentic self. Be authentic in whatever you do. All right. I just want to say thank you very much. Appreciate you coming this evening. Just a minute. I'm going to, I'm bring you back. All right. I'll bring you
Thank you
back.
so much.
Yeah. Just
Thank
a
you.
minute. Hold on. I'm going to bring you back. Hello, hello, hello. You've heard it all, from foster care to to Miss Universe Great Britain finalist. She was Miss UK as well. I'm just here to kind of, encourage you once again, you viewers out there that are watching me, that you should know who you are, or know who you are. When you know who you are, things will not define you, your circumstances will not define you, your problems will not define you, issues will not define you. All right. When you are feeling pain, don't allow that pain to you keep it to yourself. If you keep that pain to yourself, it will kill you. It will kill you. Look at our guest today, see what she went through. She went through not having a mother in her life, in her early age, in life. And then she was in a foster home. And then what happened? The father wasn't well. Yet she came out. Of course, things will happen to you in life. But what do you do with that you have gone through? What are your experiences? What did you get from it? And what are you doing with that experiences? Don't waste your experience, okay? Don't waste your experience. Just, know what to do. Like I keep saying, if life gives you a lemon, turn it to a lemonade, okay? And there are seasons in life. I tell people life is like a season. There is summer, there is winter, there is autumn, there is spring. When you are in the summer of your life, what do? Make good use of it. If you have money, save it for the rainy day. When you are in the winter of your life, get ready. Go through it. It's just like a natural winter. Like today, there was thunderstorm. I mean, I was shocked. There was thunderstorm. There was rain. It does happen in real life. When things are not working well, when you cannot even afford to wear clothes, when sometimes, you just wonder, why is life like this? But believe me, it will come to pass. It's just only for a while, just for a season. It's just like a natural season. When summer comes, it goes. Winter comes, it goes. No matter how bad that winter is, there will be autumn, there will be spring. Things will begin to spring up again. If only you can just liken that to your own life and you say, you know what? It does not matter what is going on in my life. I am just going to be patient, just a little patient. Like what the Bible said, it said, if a tree is cut down, you know, at the scent of little water, it will sprout again. It will sprout again. You will come back again. That problem will not kill you. I'm telling you, it's only building you up. It's just making you to come back. You're going to use it as a springboard, a springboard for a comeback, for a bigger thing to happen in your life. Please, I'm just telling you, I'm just trying to encourage you with these stories that we bring here. Use it, get one or two things from it and use it in such a time as this. It does not matter. I tell you, it does not matter. We all go through all kind of issues in life. I mean, when I was talking to her, when I was studying for this very particular topic, from foster care to where she is now, it's only by the grace of God. And I remember as well, when I was young, I mean, my mother had me when she was very young, and then I stayed with a lot of people, and now realize I was kind of in a foster home as well. I was with my auntie, I was with my uncle, I was with people, I know people I don't know. Being the first child, then I end up with my grandmother. Can you imagine? But to God be the glory. I mean, anyone that had wanted to silence me because they know, they had a little glimpse of what I'm going to become in future. But when I think about it now, I say, Lord, this can only be you. Use it, turn things around. I use that to encourage people. I use especially women because I know you are powerful. Women are powerful. You are strong. You are extraordinary. Use that strength that you have for good things and, change, invest in yourself. Become who God has created you to be, and your life will never remain the same again. I love you and thank you very much. Have you got anything to tell our viewers out there, please?
I would definitely 100% say I all agree with what you just said before that. And another thing I would and I would definitely say 110% be yourself, be authentic, and when you see your dreams staring at you, look back at them and know you are enough to achieve them. You are enough. You deserve that degree. You deserve that job interview. You deserve that holiday. You deserve all that's coming to you. You deserve that home. Stop restricting you. Stand up for yourself and say, yes, I deserve it. It's okay. Love yourself first.
Yeah, the Bible said, love your neighbor as yourself. So if you don't love
Yes.
yourself, there's no way you can love your neighbor. Most people don't know this. Most people don't know this. Love yourself, care for yourself. Sometimes, just take yourself. Like my first guest on this show, she said, she went back to study herself, to value herself, to love herself. And that's what you are saying now. That was what you did as well. When you went through, you had to love yourself. And, regardless of what people are saying about you, you are beautiful. You don't need somebody to, validate that. You don't need somebody to tell you you are beautiful. You are beautiful because God says it. You are fearfully and
Thank you.
wonderfully made. And that's what I say. I look at people, I say, listen, even my daughter this evening, I told her, I said, listen, I am beautiful. I know that. I was about to put on my hair as in my wig, and I told her, "Oh, how does it look?" That's the question I asked. How does it? So I don't like it. I said, "Excuse me, that wasn't the question I asked you. How does it look on me? I'm not asking if you like it or not." And if it's somebody who did not know who they were, you just fling it off and say, "You know what? Oh, because she said I don't like it." No, 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 no. I said I love it, and that's why I bought it. Okay, and I know it looks nice. I was just looking, sometimes at a point in time, sometimes you want people to, kind of boost up your self-esteem or boost off but if they don't, what happened? Be your own cheerleader.
Exactly. Be
Be
your
your
own cheerleader, be your own supporter, and be your own promoter. And when you start owning it, the crowd will come. The right
Definitely.
crowd.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. That when you discover your purpose, when you're working on your purpose, the right people will come. The right people will be
Exactly.
attracted to you, and you'll be shocked and say, "Oh my word, where have I been all this while?" The Lord will bless us in Jesus' name. Thank you very much for coming, Rosemary. I really appreciate you. Can you please give my
Thank
viewers
you.
your website, please? Or
Absolutely. It's www.rosemarylloyd.com. And you can see all my work there. I do modeling, acting, and I also do one-to-one coaching. So if you want any one-to-one coaching about how to be a woman survivor into a leader and build up your life business strategy, contact me. I also offer one-to-one life readings. So you're very welcome. Crystal energy, all healings. So definitely get in touch if you're interested in any of my services. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you once again for coming. I really appreciate you. Remain blessed. Okay. And if anybody wants you to come and speak, do you speak on women conferences or something?
Absolutely. So I do motivational speaking, and you can definitely contact me through Rosemary's Dimension, which is my page. And do reach out to me with an email at h.r.lloyd@hotmail.co.uk. That's with two L's. And you can reach back to me, and I will reply back to you. And I do lots of motivational speaking. So do reach out if you want any of my services. Thank you.
Thank you once again for coming. Remain blessed. I love you. You know I love you. Thank
I
you.
love you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your encouragement. I'll speak to you
Thank you.
later. All right, bye
Speak
for
to
now.
you later.
All right.
Bye.
Hi, viewers. I think we have come to the end of today's program. I just want to tell you, in life, there are blessings and there are battles. Whether you like it or not, there will always be battles. Sometimes battle comes and you just say, "Oh my God, this battle should come to an end." And same thing with blessing. When blessing comes, at times you just, oh, you don't want that blessing to end. That's what life is all about. That we're telling you, be strong, be empowered, and forge ahead. It does not matter what is going on, forge ahead. Use those problems to be your stepping stone to your comeback. And the Lord will bless you. All right. If life gives you a lemon, turn it to a lemonade. Remain blessed. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you.